everyone, welcome back to our channel Trailhead Ranger NJ. And in our today's video, we are doing this series related to AI Associate and AI Specialist certification. We are following this trail mix, and currently we are having this module that is Prompt Fundamentals, and we are having 3 units under this module. And each module is describing step by step that what is prompts and how should we use it and how to prepare its template. So let's get started. Our first unit is get started with prompts. So what exactly is a prompt is nothing but a set of instruction which you should be providing to the AI or our agent force so that it can generate our required output. So it should be well described with well instructions. So what all should be needed here? Suppose we have a use case that is we need to draft a customer email. So the instruction should be very clear, like write an email to follow up on a cake order. Here we are taking an example of a cake business. We are talking about cakes and our customers. Second is summarizing a conversation. So we would say that summarize the key takeaways from a recently recorded conversation about a potential business partnership. So that's how we should explain the instruction, not just in 2 or 3 words, but in the whole sentence, and what all we needed and what all we provided. And then we can add the designer to our title as well. How we can do that? So suppose we are preparing a cake and we need some things from our prompt, from our AI. So if we are having a participant, so its description would be that describe who is sending and receiving the model's output. What exactly is participants? Then we can say that you are a world-renowned cake decorator. Your customers include families, newlyweds, and children. So similarly, we have other ingredients as well, such as relationships. So what is relationships here? Its context is that is describe the relationship between the participants and the involved. I also mention how the model's output relates to the participants. So we can describe it as your customers have a sweet tooth and are always curious about new cakes you make with fresh methods. Then we can give the informative whole instruction that what we want from our AI. There could be some limits as well, that we do not want it to answer some things or have unnecessary content. It should be in particular language or what style and tone it should hold. So after all this is put together, we will have this whole prompt for our one requirement. And let's come to the quiz then. Our first question is, what are the prompts in the context of generative AI? First option is a question that makes the LLM write an email. No. Second is a line of code that helps the LLM find relevant data. No. Third is conversation starters for team bonding. No. And the last is instructions that help the LLM generate content. So yes, D option is the correct one. Second question is, what is a goal in a prompt? So first option is what you hope to achieve with the model's output. Okay. Second is the type of content you want the model to create. No. Third is a quantitative metric that measures prompt strength. No. And the last is a physical goal post that you throw prompts over. So no, first option is the correct one. Let's check. And it's correct. Let's move on to the next unit, that is understand prompt templates. So what exactly a prompt template? So earlier in our earlier unit you saw that we have created a prompt at the end with all the requirement, by keeping in mind that what should be the goal, what should be the instruction, what all should be the limits and other things. But template should be generic. That is, if we wanted to use for other requirement or for other participants or something, suppose it was for one particular cake, but if we want to have the same template for other cakes, so what how we can draft it? So what we can do, we can use the Salesforce database for that. And we can have like this, that is, it will be having role. Earlier we were using that you are a world renowned designer, but now if our participant is having some other role, so they can change this particular value in these places only which are marked in red, and other than that they can use the same context, same set of instructions. So we can use Salesforce in this by merging the fields, by using flow builders and such things. So let's come to the quiz. First question is, which is a benefit of using prompt templates? First is, make LLMs produce inaccurate output. No. Second is, helps your team plan amazing pizza parties. No. Third is, encourages customers to buy all of your products. No. And fourth is, helps team create consistent output. So yes, fourth should be the correct answer. Second is, how can you add business data to your prompt templates in Salesforce? First is, merge fields. Second is, flows. Third is, Trailhead badges. And fourth is, A and B. So A and B should be the correct answer. Let's check. It's correct. Let's move on to the last unit of this module, that is, plan your prompt template. We have designed it. We designed the template as well. Now we'll talk about merging, that how should we ask the right question. So there are majorly four questions. It split down to the four big questions. And what are they? First is, that is, who is involved and how are they related. So the key ingredients from our first unit would be used here, that is, participants, relationships and data. Then we have our next question as, what are you trying to accomplish? So it would use our goal and instructions. Then third we have, what is the context, which will use our setting, tone and style and language. And last would be, what are the constraints? So it would use our ingredients as limits and instructions. So after we put it all together, we will have a template look like this. You can see that here now we are using Salesforce merge fields, the way we use in templates, email template. Okay, then we can test it out and check if it is correct or not. Let's come to the quiz. First question is, along with describing the recipient of a generated message, who else should be identified in a good prompt template? First is the person reviewing the generated output before sending. Second is the writer of the prompt template itself. Third is the manager of the intended sender. And the last is the person the LLM is role playing as while writing. So D option should be the correct one. Second question is, why is it important to include direct instructions for the LLM to generate only the expected type of content? First is, the LLM will not produce anything without such a direct instruction. Second is, LLMs tend to generate multiple versions of the same content unless otherwise asked. Third is, to prevent the LLM from creating content about the process of creating content. Fourth is, providing focus reduces the time and cost required to produce output. So C option should be the correct one. Let's check. And that's how we have completed our module, that is prompt fundamentals. Stay tuned for more units. We'll be covering other modules as well related to AI, so that you can complete your certifications, that is AI specialist and AI associate. And if you like the video, please like it, subscribe the channel, and thank you. Stay tuned.